Well, with me here in the studio is Joel, an Arsenal fan and presenter who contributes to Arsenal TV. Welcome here to the programme. Well, it wasn't quite what we thought, because up until, the last 12 hours, all roads seemed to point to Arteta.
Exactly. It was said, if you believe rumours, that Arteta had come in a few times in the last week or so. And, as Arsenal fans, we're patiently waiting to see what happens. And then, boom. Mr. Emery is announced, and overall, I would say very, very glad.
Tell me more about the people you've been talking to, the reaction, because it's interesting. The Arsenal legend Ian Wright, when he heard this news, accused the Arsenal hierarchy of being indecisive. He described them as being like in a sushi shop, saying, well, I might have that or I might have that, and finally getting to this position. I mean, what have been people saying to you?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't talk to Uncle Wright on that level, to be honest with you. But I reckon, of course, he's been at the clubs. He might have his own opinion. But for us, I would say, as a presenter and an Arsenal fan for CheekySport, we've just been patiently waiting to see which direction that the club's going to go in. And I'll be honest with you, we're very impressed, very, very impressed with the appointment.
And impressed why? Because he's just a proven winner,
Exactly.
And that is what Arsenal now need after, aside from FA Cups, they have been a long way from winning the Premier League title. So is that why you're so pleased?
Well, let's not forget, Mr. Arsene Wenger is a winner. He has been a winner for many years. We can't forget that, but we have a new breed of a winner with Unai Emery. He's done so well in the Europa League with Sevilla, and of course in the French domestic league, he's wiped everything, completely done what he had to do. Yes, there's still the question of the Champions League, but we've got to start from where we are at the moment.
Yes, and that is interesting, and that might be one of the reasons behind this appointment, because, he's a proven winner of the Europa League, and that's where Arsenal are at the moment. If you win that, you get automatic qualification to the Champions League.
Yeah, but let's not, for me, that's great, but I think this guy can go on and even do it in the Champions League, if I'm honest with you. Such great pedigree, great record, everywhere he's been so far, so why can't we...
There are basic problems, though. I mean, if you read the reports, they talk about, a war chest of £50 million for this summer. I mean, £50 million in this day and age, it doesn't even get you a good left back.
Well, you got to remember, we've got a very good left back in Monreal, so we can't act as if we need loads of players. We've got two of the best strikers in Europe, in Aubameyang and Lacazette. We've just purchased, not too long ago, I would say, Xhaka. It's been 2 years. We've got a solid midfield in Jack Wilshere. And yeah, I would say a couple additional signings, 50 million, whatever they give us, we'll work with.
Final quick thought, isn't there a reality in football that sometimes when you fall out of the top flight, it takes a generation to get back? You only have to look at Liverpool just getting back after a generation, look at Manchester United, they're in a slump perhaps for a generation. That's where Arsenal may now be.
Matthew, you got to give us a break. We've been in that top four for 20 years, man, you know what I mean? It's just
not for the last two.
Well, not for the last two, but besides that, we were still winning when we weren't out of it as well. So I've got a lot of faith, and with this man, Unai Emery, you guys are going to be seeing something very special, believe me. Quote me.
Joel, thank you so much for coming in and talking to me.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.